What is up, my beautiful people? I am back with another book review for you guys, and we're gonna do it differently this time. I'm gonna break the book up in chapters, and I also want to say, if you can hear the TV, I apologize. There's literally nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. So we're starting off with I was like, what book am I doing? It's Jholee and Kiandre, a gangster's good girl. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm going to break the videos up. So maybe like the shorter they are, I can get more people to like interact with me. Because the last series I did, you know, each book was on, each book video was like almost 40 minutes. And I just I'm not getting a lot of interaction. So maybe if I break them up, you know, more people will be interested and I can get my book club going. You know what I mean? So anyway, so yeah, like I said, this is Jholee and Kiandre by Bianca Jones. There is a whole story with the book and what's going on. There's a issue going on that if you want to look into, you can look into it and get the whole backstory. But I will put her link down below to where you can get the book if you want to read it. She has, I believe it's called PayHip, but I'm going to put the link below so you can get it directly from her and not from another person who's selling and making money off her books. Get it from her, directly from her, okay? So yeah, so we're starting off with Jholee, and also we have 3 Jholees in this book. So when I say Jholee, I'm talking about the daughter, and then there's the dad, who is the senior, and then we have the son, who is the junior. So we have 3 Jholees, but anytime you hear me say Jholee, it's the daughter. So we have senior and junior. Okay. All right. Chapter 1 is we have Jholee sitting in the garage, and I'm gonna be looking at my my desktop, and since I'm recording on my phone. She's sitting in the garage that was turned into a mini apartment for her, and she's listening to her parents argue. And we hear the dad say that he doesn't regret his son. And then the mom says that he should because he messed up everybody's life and he hasn't accepted his part in it. So then we get a flashback to 2 years ago. Jholee has a younger sister, Jayla, who was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they're looking around for senior and he's nowhere to be found. So Jholee is on Twitter, and, you know, she's getting all these mentions like, you know, I'm so sorry for what happened. You know, I'll keep you in my prayers. So she had to tweet a person back, you know, like, what you talking about? Ain't nothing. We good over here. And somebody tweets her a link, and they find out that her dad's been in like a fatal car accident. So when they rush to the hospital, Lynetta is confronted by a woman named Vanessa's mother, and she tells her basically she's responsible for her daughter's death. And Jholee jumps in like, what you talking about? Me and my mama been at home all night, and we was at this place, so ain't no way. She's like, you know, not literally, but she's always wanted what my daughter had. You know that senior was really in love with her. He didn't want you, and now my grandson is in the ICU fighting for his life. And it's like, grandson, what is you talking about? So come to find out that senior had a whole nother family, and, you know, he was hiding it, and due to the accident that did kill Vanessa, everything's out in the open now. And so he made it through surgery, and he was paralyzed for a short amount of time, and then he was put in an induced coma. And so now we're back in the present, and, you know, life is just messed up for everybody. So he goes to senior he's still in therapy, but he's doing much better than what he was. So he comes into Jholee's room and asks her, you know, like, are we still good? You know, you don't hate me like your mom does, but we're also not as close as we used to be, so are we okay? And Jholee tells him that she's disappointed because he's not as perfect as she thought he was, which is with every girl. It's like you have a certain view of your dad. He's your hero. He's your first love. And it's just like you think he can do no wrong, and then you find out that he actually can, and it sucks. You know what I mean? And so after his accident, she had to give up everything because I forgot to mention, Senior was like a drug dealer, drug lord, kingpin, whatever you want to call him. He was all of those things. And so he had money saved, but of course, with him being in the hospital, having to pay for those bills, he probably covered old girl's funeral. And, you know, just living day to day, that money was gone quickly. So they're down to like their last, I want to say $50,000 to $60,000. But yeah, so, and she was in school. She was in school full time. She had her own apartment. She had a nice car. And she gave all of that up to come back home to now only being a halftime student, and she's working in a dance studio. But she was and still is going for a double major for business and dance. And we found out she has two friends. Octavia and Riley are her two friends, but they don't get along with each other. It's like she's the middle person and they just get along for her sake. So then we have, nope, she has a guy friend, Major, who really, he's friend zoned and he's trying so hard to make it something else, but she's just not feeling him like that. And it also seems that he's only after her for her virginity. He knows that nobody knows her like that, because it's like, you know, when it's a group of guys or a guy that's interested in a girl, he'll put her name out like, hey, do you know such and such? And her name ain't came back with no rep, so it's just like, I gotta get her. And that's the only thing that just seems to be on his mind. He can't let anybody else have her. And it's just like, okay, weirdo. Because that's so weird. It's just like, why are you so stuck on being the first one to have sex with somebody? Because that myth of whoever takes your virginity, like you're in love with that person, that's a myth. Take it from somebody who knows. And so she overhears a conversation between her dad and her godfather, Conway. And Conway is telling Senior that he needs $75,000 to get back into the game and, you know, start back doing what he do, because ain't nobody ever did it like him. He the baddest out there, you know. So chapter 2, we have Kiandre Kincaid, aka TK, or Triple K's. He has been in an abusive on again, off again, on again, off again relationship with a woman by the name of Cheyenne for 6 years. And TK sells drugs, but he sells drugs. His parents run a prostitution ring, which is fronted by a sex shop called Sensations, where his girlfriend Cheyenne and her sister, they work the front. He's in the process of owning a strip club. Since as far as he could remember, his dream has been to want to run a strip club. So he's in the process of getting it open and, you know, all those type of things. So Cheyenne comes over to his house and just informs him that she's going to Vegas for the weekend with her sister, so he has to run the front desk. And that blew my mind. I'm like, you're working for my family, and you just coming in here telling me what you gonna do and that I need to cover for you? I bet you I won't. I did not get that at all. I'm just like, yeah, you my girlfriend, but at the end of the day, business is business. That's why I am not a fan of family going into business together, love, whatever you want to call it. I am not a fan of people going into business together, because it's like, you get too comfortable. How dare you come in here telling me what you gonna do? I bet you won't. You would have been right at that desk that weekend until you put in the proper vacation forms. But that's that relationship, and that's why it has the problems that it does. And anyway, back into the book, my bad. And so TK has a problem with that, because he's just like, why can't you go or take somebody else with you and let your sister work the front desk, you know, like y'all been doing it? And she's like, no, you know, I only go with my sister, so she gotta come with me, da 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 da. And so he just does it. So I'm just like, how you just let her tell you what you gonna do or what she gonna do? And so where am I? Yeah, he's not a peaceful person. He has only had 2 friends his whole life. And one of them was tragically killed on his 21st birthday. So now he only has 1 friend by the name of Pee Wee. And so he recently started sleeping with Riley, who, remember, is Jholee's friend or best friend. So a little background on TK's parents. His parents, we have Carter and Sabrina, and they were vacationing on in Dubai for one of their anniversaries, and a man approached them like on an indecent proposal type thing, like, I'll give you this amount of money, to sleep with your wife. And Carter, at first, he was like, no, not my wife, but Sabrina interjects and tells him if he makes it $150,000, she'll do it. And so that weekend, they came home with $150,000 and started up sensations. And Sabrina used to be a principal for a school. So she used to have a very good job. But it's like when they hit that first meal, deuces, she was done with it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna cut it off right here, and then I'll come back with chapters 3 and 4, or however it goes on from that. Just maybe if I chop it up more, it'll be more productive. You know what I mean? So I hope to see you back. Deuces.